It is healthy for the country to see them together. It's a therapy. But Noop does not want to appear for a photo moment with the president. Now, Anita Among Annette, they amended the law in Parliament and says any party that is not a member of IPOD shall not get the party funding. So they have cornered Noop.
So do you see Noop kowtowing?
No, last week they wrote a letter. Lewis Rubongoya wrote a letter.
It was rejected because
they have refused because
the
now
they
need the money, but the NRM, this NRM which is removing the leader of opposition, you think they'll give you money? So Noop is in a big political problem. They will not get any party funding. They will remove the leader of opposition from them until they come back to IPOD. And the IPOD, there is need for a photo moment of Bobiwine and President Museveni together shaking hands, and that I don't see feasible in this world. Bobiwine will not return to Uganda. I advise him also to stay where he is, because if he returns he will go to join Lukwago and Besigye. So it's practically impossible. We've gone back to one party rule. That's where we are, Canary. And one of these days I may move a motion, I may petition the Electoral Commission that we should do a referendum whether we should not abandon the idea of multipartyism altogether and we go back to the movement system, because this multipartyism is risky. It is killing some people, it is incarcerating some people. So let's go back to the movement system. Everyone should be there, no parties, you just go on individual merit, because the multipartyism, the experiment is not working. The experiment is eating human beings. The experiment is dangerous. So let's probably go back, call for a referendum. We abandon the multi-party system. We go back to the movement system, so that we all contest as individual merit. Because this multi-partyism is not working. It's a fake experiment. It is finishing people to the extent that now even those of us who should be traditional opposition, you now have to be liberal. You need a number plate. It cannot be hardcore opposition. Huh? You know?
Don't see Bobiwine sitting on the same table with President Museveni?
In heaven or in hell. Because in Uganda here it's not possible. You see that
what is the issue? Is it the ego? Is it...
No, for now it is safety. For now it is safety. If Bobiwine tries to come back, I don't think even the plane will land down. They will pick him from the plane mid-air, the way we see in those movies of Air Force One. So it is not advisable. So it's not possible. So the multipartyism is dead. This man, Senyonyi, will be removed. Actually, the parliament, or both, is just delaying the process. It will not stop it. It will be removed. So we should now start thinking who will be the leader of opposition. It is now NRM to choose who is to oppose it. And that is what I called political masturbation. Because the excesses of PLU, people are blindly blaming Banyankole. And this one we must stop. I was in Mbarara 3 weeks ago. I stayed there for 3 days. I just drove. I went and played golf. I went and played pool. And you see people struggling with their lives. Someone in an arena even said, Honorable Otto, I have not eaten since morning. Help me with 5,000. But on the other parts of the country, it is very easy to say, you Banyankoles are the ones doing these things to us. We should stop. Because those kind of comments are genocidal, and it will lead this country into more things. When northern Uganda was having a war, we brought a motion to have northern Uganda declared a disaster area. Those who moved the motion were not from Acholi. Actually, the person who moved the motion to declare northern Uganda disaster area was Dora Byamukama. I think from Toro or from Ankole. People like Maria Matembe cried in parliament that northern Uganda women are suffering. They are moving in the camps without pads. We have to declare this place a disaster area. Today, where is she? Where is Matembe? What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? For me, Otto, if you send me to arrest Matembe, I have to spend 2 hours thinking which part of her body to hold. She's old. You hold the hands, it may remain in your hands. Where is Matembe? The husband is asking, where is my wife? Where is Maria Matembe? You people there. It was from Lukwago to Matembe. Even her age. even at advanced age. You can't treat people like that. You can't. We are citizens. We are not slaves. And you say you are PLU?
What role the leader of opposition plays? What sort of signals is this giving off?
You see, just to rewind the clock back 20 years ago, in the year 2001, maybe let me not even start from there. Our constitution gives three kinds of political systems. The movement political system, which in political science we call it no-party democracy or partless democracy, where everyone belongs to a political entity. You remember when we came to parliament in 2001, everyone was under the movement. We would attend the NRM National Conference. The constitution also provides for multi-party political system, and the constitution says we can have any other political system other than the two. And Ugandans would decide in a referendum which kind of system they would want. So there was a referendum in the year 2001. Canary, I don't know how old you were. And I was a student at university. We were campaigning for the DAV. Our campaign was led by Ambassador Nelson Ochegere, that Uganda should return to multipartyism. I got arrested then at university. And Ugandans refused, that they don't want multipartyism. They want to remain under the movement system. That was in 2001. And parties were made illegal using an article in the constitution called Article 269, because Ugandans did not want political parties. Now, in 2006, there was another referendum. Said, we need to go back to multipartyism. Now, in this referendum, President Museveni and Nelson Ochegere were on the same side. They said, now we should go for the multi-party system of government. And we voted. Close to 72% of Ugandans says we want to go to multipartyism. That is now how we left the movement system and we came to the multi-party system. Now, under the multi-party system, it means many parties compete for political power. We passed a law, Political Parties and Organizations Act, and we started registering political parties. The NRM, which was a movement system for everyone, then registered as a political party. And several parties got registered. Reform Agenda converted to FDC, DP, eventually National Unity Platform. Currently, under the Electoral Commission website, there are about 33 registered political parties. So we are under a system where political parties compete for state power. Now, while we were passing the law, the Political Parties Organizations Act was not enough to regulate political parties. We had a huge debate that who controls the political parties. So we gave that role to Electoral Commission, because you need an independent person, the registrar of political parties, the one that you take accountability, the one that brings disciplinary action. Then the next thing we did, we brought a law called the Administration of Parliaments Act. How do we fit this multipartyism into parliament administration? That is now how we created the position of the leader of opposition. And in that law, we say the leader of opposition shall be elected by the majority opposition party in parliament. We were very careful. We did not say the leader of opposition shall be elected by members of parliament. No. We did not even say that the leader of opposition shall be elected by all opposition political parties. Because we could have stated that all the opposition political parties in the house should elect the leader of opposition. It means NUP would sit down, DP would sit down, FDC would sit down and elect the leader of opposition. But we did not accept that as parliament. We said whichever party gets the majority in parliament, automatically that party becomes the official opposition party, and that party elects the leader of opposition. Now today, I hear they want to change that system. My good friend, that now I don't know, I wish those who are bringing the amendment could come and speak for it, Canary, unless you have more facts. I don't know whether they're saying the whole parliament should elect leader of opposition or all the political parties. I don't know.
When I look at their proposal, they say that allowing parliament to elect the leader of opposition, the whole of parliament, instead of it automatically going to the National Unity Platform or largest opposition political party.
Then, if the whole of parliament is to elect the leader of opposition, then we don't have opposition.
Their argument is, why is it that the speaker and deputy speaker are being elected by the whole parliament and leader of opposition is only left to one political party?
Yeah, it's true. The speaker of parliament, in parliament, there is the ruling party. Don't forget that the NRM is the ruling party. And then there is a party in waiting. So when you are electing the speaker of parliament, you are electing the speaker of parliament for Uganda. You are not electing speaker of parliament for the ruling party. That is why we have the leader of government business, and then we have the leader of opposition in parliament. Now, the opposition is a shadow opposition to government. It's a shadow. It's not government. It is to check government. That's why you have Minister of Works in opposition, Minister of ICT in opposition, to check government. That is the Westminster model we adopted in Uganda, that there must always be opposition in the house to check government, not to fight government. For your information, I was on the opposition side of government. We are all in government, but we are on the opposition side of government. We all take oath. If the leader of opposition was an enemy of government, then they should start looking for him like Joseph Kony or like Jamil Mukulu. He took an oath to uphold the constitution. So we all take an oath, whether NRM or opposition. They all get salary. Every MP gets salary, whether opposition or NRM. So the issue is, you must check government. For example, now, what we would expect opposition to do is to ask questions. Why are we allowing refugees in Uganda? Can Uganda carry more? Why are foreigners owning land in Uganda which the law does not allow? Why is there? These are questions, if I were in parliament, I would ask. Why are soldiers and police coming to execute arrests, covering their faces? Yet the same parliament say you should have a number. Because we passed a law that allows me to sue you, Canary, individually. Those days you would sue the Attorney General if there is a violation by a soldier. These are questions the opposition should ask. If you come to arrest someone, why don't you come with police? Why don't you come with warrant? That is the function of opposition. So for you to say that the entire parliament would elect the leader of opposition, it means the NRM would elect the one they love.
Would it be fair if they said opposition elects leader of opposition?
It would not be fair still, because you remember the struggle between DP and NUP. These political parties are fighting for space in parliament. So if you say all the opposition parties, FDC, DP, UPC, JEMA, they elect the leader of opposition, they may elect a leader of opposition which is not the majority political parties. They may gang up and elect another leader of opposition which is not a member of National Unity platform.
It would still be from opposition. Does it matter?
Yeah, but you have to know that Ugandans decided that NRM is the ruling political party with majority of seats. Ugandans also decided that the second party that should check government is National Unity Platform. So you want to remove power away from the people that voted for NUP, and you give the power to NRM. So this is absolutely ridiculous that the member of the ruling party should even think of electing who should oppose them. You want to advise your enemy which weapon they use to fight you. I know there is a problem, Canary. This is the last on this. The conduct of National Unity Platform has also to be put in place. No, it has to. We have to analyze it concurrently. Because where is the grievance of the NRM coming from? We have the inter-party cooperation, where all political parties should meet. We put that in the law. So why is it that when there is a meeting of political parties, President Museveni is there, Besigye is not there, Chagulanyi is not there, the other political parties are not there? Is multipartyism about war, where you should not meet your enemy? We have seen functions in Kololo where FDC is not represented, National Unity Platform is represented. The seat of Bobiwine and NUP is blank. So how do you explain that? Is it an enmity? Don't forget that as Parliament, we passed a law giving money to all political parties. So you taxpayers listening to me, Odonga Otto, we are giving your taxes to these political parties. Every political party with a member of parliament in the house gets 600 million per MP for the 5 years. So National Unity Platform, you multiply 600 million times 50 MPs. So they get close to about 18 billion, from government. So if opposition is bad, why are we giving taxpayers money to the opposition political parties? Because they have to open offices. So this is a situation that needs a very careful thought. We are making a mistake. Actually, in the last 2 months, we have been making so many mistakes. We made a mistake that the Speaker of Parliament can now be determined by the military. Another mistake, the Speaker of Parliament goes to a function and says everyone should join PLU. This is a referee. This is a presiding officer. Now you want to make another mistake that the leader of opposition should now be elected by NRM. If you really want to go in that direction, then we rather go for a referendum and go back to the movement system. Let's go back to the movement system. It looks like the multipartyism is not working for Uganda.
Doctor, let me bring in here.
In his office of 4 billion, they're saying whether that amounts
so
to...
if he's not accounting for the money, then you run to the Auditor General and to IGG. So if the problem is accountability, the solution cannot be having everyone to elect
but you do
the
not,
leader of opposition.
You do not wait for the money to be misused for you to run to the IGG. It should be self-accountable for every year, every financial year that goes by.
You just go to the Electoral Commission now and ask for the accountability of the National Unity Platform money. You can get that information basing on Access to Information Act. Those of Bobiwine tendered in accountability for the taxpayers' money. So this argument of Namara is just in bad taste. It's in bad taste. They don't wish the opposition well. They think Uganda's problem is the opposition. Uganda's problem is not the opposition. Uganda's problem is that the government is not delivering to the expectations of the ordinary man. So we should face the problem. I don't blame doctor here that you are the one who made it not rain. No. We should start focusing on real things. People are dying of poverty. There is no traffic jam. People have abandoned Kampala. There is no money. These are the issues that the taxpayers want to listen. Not removing leader of opposition from Senyonye and probably putting Kabanda. It does not sound good to the ordinary people there.
And perhaps
yes, actually it is going to be amended. What Damara is doing is legally right. They have given notice to the speaker. They are following the right procedure. But the question is it right? The procedure is okay. Is it right? Not everything in this world can be sorted out by law. For example, we legally, not we, for me I did not, Parliament legally removed presidential term limits. Was it a good thing? Parliament again removed age limits. That someone over 75 years is young, he can still lead. Was it a good thing? Because when you are 75, you have about 15 to 20 years on this planet before you go to heaven. So you want someone who is 75 years to be in charge of the future of someone who is 2 years. So they can do what they want. The only thing this parliament cannot do is to change a man into a woman and a woman into a man. So with this direction I'm seeing, in less than 2 weeks, Senyonyi would be the former leader of opposition.
Can the law act or play out?
Yes, actually it is going to be amended. What Damara is doing is legally right. They have given notice to the speaker. They are following the right procedure. But the question is it right? The procedure is okay. Is it right? Not everything in this world can be sorted out by law. For example, we legally, not we, for me I did not, Parliament legally removed presidential term limits. Was it a good thing? Parliament again removed age limits. That someone over 75 years is young, he can still lead. Was it a good thing? Because when you are 75, you have about 15 to 20 years on this planet before you go to heaven. So you want someone who is 75 years to be in charge of the future of someone who is 2 years. So they can do what they want. The only thing this parliament cannot do is to change a man into a woman and a woman into a man. So with this direction I'm seeing, in less than 2 weeks, Senyonyi would be the former leader of opposition.
Can the law act or play out retrospectively.
Yes, when we passed the Parliamentary Elections Act, we said for the purpose of this law, it will work retrospectively. They will state it specifically inside there. So unless
So if it is included in there as a clause,
Yeah.
it can act retrospectively.
yes, it is like, for example, the Parliamentary Pensions Act. When we passed the law in 2006, then we said for the purpose of application, the application of this law shall begin in 2001. So the direction, you see, much as we are not comfortable with what the Namaras are doing, they are doing what is legally acceptable. But the issue is it right?
Legitimacy.
Is it legitimate? I think that is where the $1 million question is. But even Canary, I think also let's spend some 2 minutes to analyze the conduct of leaders of opposition. I was in Parliament when Professor Latigo was leader of opposition. I was in Parliament when Winnie Kiza was leader of opposition. I was in Parliament when Nandala Mafabi was leader of opposition. I was in Parliament when Wafula Ogutu was leader of opposition.
And Betty Awolo Chan.
And Betty Awolo Chan was leader of opposition. So it boils down to diplomacy. You go to Kololo in the second sitting of Parliament, before Parliament has done anything, the only thing Parliament has done is to elect Speaker of Parliament. You go to Kololo before even any debate, any topic, State of Nation address, the president is coming to talk to Parliament, the entire opposition is seated down. Of course, they are saying human rights. I think they are saying human rights. I don't know why. On the first sitting, before even the debate starts, it's like, so you should ask yourself what happened during the time of Nandala. During the time of Professor Latigo, we would engage them in the house. Say, why have you arrested Lukwago? Why are you arresting National Unity Platform supporters? We need a response from the minister. You'll see the Speaker of Parliament saying, the minister will give you 1 week to give a comprehensive what? Statement. And then when the minister brings a statement, at times you find they have released certain people. In the process, we solve problem. And if the minister refuses to bring a statement, we walk out of Parliament. Like for 10 days, say, we are not coming back to Parliament until the Minister of Internal Affairs can explain this, until the Minister of Justice can explain this. There is a process before you resort to boycott and strikes. Now, to see members of National Unity Platform or the opposition seated before any debate has even started, when the president is coming to address Parliament in State of Nation, you have not even heard what he's saying, you are already protesting. That is very unique. It's like before you have even slaughtered a hen, you say, oh, the leg will be mine. That is a high level of greed and lack of manners. So you see that conduct. And then, my good friend, Senyonyi, journalist and politician, his altercations with the CDF. Because now this is about personal egos. Because when you are communicating as a leader of opposition, you communicate through a formal statement. You write to the Minister of Defense, we need an explanation why soldiers arresting people cover their faces like they are going to harvest honey in the daytime. We need a response. But you just don't get your tweet and start abusing Mozi. Because Mozi will also reply. So the law of action and reaction, then they'll say, okay, you're abusing the son of the president and you're moving around with police escorts. We are going to remove that vehicle. We are going to remove you from that office. We are going to teach you a lesson. And they will teach him a lesson. And you go to Kalangala for campaigning for a presidential candidate, all the ferries, for parliamentary candidate, all the ferries are not there. A whole leader of opposition. And you are just with the lead vehicle. That they should clear the way for you. And you reach the ferry is not there. And you are just there. So I think also the culture, the man and Senyonyi has conducted himself.
What do you expect him to do if the official channels fail?
You write. There is a lot of stationery in Nasa Road. You write for posterity. You write a letter down that I need an explanation for the record. You don't get a tweet and then you start abusing the army commander, because it's a complex scenario. I don't know. Many people don't understand what I'm saying. Me, Otto, I cannot come on this TV and just start abusing Mozi. He can also abuse me, and he may have more power than me. You just don't abuse people on public matters. You try to formalize. You even try to write a letter that I want to meet you, the army commander, over tea over coffee. Please give me a venue. There are some issues we want to raise as members of opposition to you. But in Uganda, when they even see you in a meeting with Museveni, with President Museveni, with Bobiwine, they say, with Moses, he has been bought. He has been bought. The NGO Act regulates it. I'm not very sure whether PLU is an NGO. It could just probably be a pressure group, like Reform Agenda, like this thing which was there before. No, what was it?
People Power.
People Power. I think it's just a pressure group. Be it as may. You know, it is a very risky business these days to talk about PLU. It's a very risky business. Actually, it is even safer to go and pick phones in Kikubo than to come on a TV and talk about PLU. It's a very risky business. Actually, it is not advisable. That is not how anyone should spend their weekend, because the leader of PLU, General Muozi, is a very dangerous man.
I saw him respond to you.
No, he's a commander of armed forces. He has a lot of power. Whatever he wants done is done. He does it. For example, he has ordered all the contractors that all the money for roads of KCCA should be taken to him. Actually, in my previous discussion here, I said President Museveni should have appointed General Muozi Minister of Works, because you see results. As I was coming to the show here, I crossed through Bukoto here, in front of Sudei's school there. It's tarmac. Immediately. The armies even work at night using torches, using headlamps. You go to NASA industrial area, there is a road. I saw that. I've been to Ghana. That road where, if you're going to Akasombo Dam, that part of the road which was concrete, which President Kwame Nkrumah did 50 years ago, and the donors said, we don't want this road, it's very expensive for Ghana. But after 50 years, that road Kwame Nkrumah did is about 10 kilometers at most. It's still there. But the ones which the donors want of the tarmac road has collapsed. Muozi did this road in industrial area. There is a road of complete concrete from the beginning to the end. We have had Mayor Sebagala, Sebana Kizito, who those roads, they were constant potholes. There are even potholes there that we should probably call Lake Lukwago. But they are now not there. So, I'm not heaping praises. I'm saying there are areas where you can see tangible benefits, even in fighting corruption. But now, there are other areas where PLU is not doing well. Actually, PLU should even register as a political party and concentrate on roads, infrastructure, housing, and corruption.
As a political party.
As a political party. But on the issues of human rights, rule of law, you talk and they just pick you. No charge. Now, my good friend Arias Lukwaga was in Luzira with him. It's now a capital offense. You may be remanded for 1 year before you appear in court.
But you have the courage to talk.
You see, for me, I work for God. I don't work for human beings. And the only thing I pray to God, that it should help me to know what would kill me, so that if there is a bomb blast behind here, I say, it is not the one. God had already told me, you know. But the fact is, PLU is doing wrong things every week. It looks like the PLU has made a commitment to do one wrong thing every week. I can even count the few things which they have done. Now they're doing the latest wrong thing. They want to elect the leader of opposition. We are not yet breathing. The other day, PLU is there removing Anita. The other day, PLU is installing 2 speakers, the Speaker of Parliament and the Deputy Speaker of Parliament.
What is at risk here when you have a pressure group interfering in the politics of the country and having so much influence more than political parties?
The problem is Article 211, 214, 215 of the Constitution. The Constitution says the Uganda People's Defense Forces shall be a professional, non-partisan or authority, subject to civilian authority. Subject to civilian authority, beneath civilian authority. I went to Bombo when President Museveni was resigning from the armed forces. I was there. There was a 21 gun salute. Bim! Bim! I was there. President Museveni himself had to resign from the army in order to become a civilian leader. President Museveni in Bombo here. He resigned from the army. He is now a retired general. Of course, the other time we were raising the issue in Parliament that he's retired, but the way he dresses, the way you see the way he dresses is like he's still an active soldier. But President Museveni retired from the armed forces. So the challenge with PLU, you have those who are in active service of the military getting involved in partisan politics. This is a constitutional crisis that every Ugandan should be talking about. You can see PLU summoning cabinet ministers for their function, and the ministers come in the function and say, I am PLU. You know, Canary, I talk a lot, but I'm very intelligent. Listen to this. In 2031, you'll see more people supporting President Museveni and running away from PLU. Because there is a general fear that the orange has fallen far from the tree. The orange should always fall under the tree. People, you get it, but the orange has fallen away from the tree. So for now, the only person that can stop PLU, from getting to state power for now is only Museveni. So people will say we'd rather die with Museveni than go into that risky business.
Doesn't his silence in one or another approve of what PLU is doing?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. The other time I called switchboard of State House. I told them I wanted to talk to the president. I called. I have the switchboard number. I said I want to talk to the president. And they said they would call me back. Up to today, I've been waiting. I want to ask the same question you have asked me.
You've been charging the phone.
Yeah, I've been charging the phone. I even bought a phone with 7,000 bits. Every call now I have to answer. Maybe it is the other call from the president. Every call, even those I am avoiding. So we should ask that same question. But generally, Ugandans are so scared about PLU. Ugandans are scared about General Mozi. People have laid back. And people would say, we'd rather die with Museveni if this is the nature of the transition. So you may see a wave of more people again encouraging President Museveni to stand than saying the transition should start. For me, I'm just a thinker, and I stay in Namasoba. Those looking for me, that is where I stay, and that's where I live. I have only one house in Kampala, like the house of a hand. You'll find me there. One aspect of political competitiveness is not that if the leader of opposition is there, then competition would be there. We have been killing political competitiveness over time, systematically. We have beaten opposition in public rallies. We have dispersed meetings of opposition. Actually, now you cannot get clearance to do any opposition meeting anywhere in Uganda. We have rigged election for opposition members of parliament. Yeah, we have commercialized politics. If you go down there, the RDC, the DSOs are all on the side of the NRM individuals. You know, there is no distinction between the state government and the regime. So those of us who are opposition, even when you are leading by 800 votes, at the time of declaring, they say, I lost by 26 votes. You say, okay, the law calls for a recount. Before you declare, let's recount. The difference is 26 votes. The invalid votes are 480. The law says recount. Let me first consult Kampala. Then they say, no, you are a lawyer, you know what to do, go to court. So the space of the opposition has been dwindled. And Canary, we risk as a country making this struggle tribal. Because the excesses of PLU, people are blindly blaming Banyankole. And this one we must stop. I was in Mbarara 3 weeks ago. I stayed there for 3 days. I just drove. I went and played golf. I went and played pool. And you see people struggling with their lives. Someone in Anarana even said, Honorable Otto, I have not eaten since morning. Help me with 5,000. But on the other parts of the country, it is very easy to say, you Banyankoles are the ones doing these things to us. We should stop Because those kind of comments are genocidal and it will lead this country into more things. When northern Uganda was having a war, we brought a motion to have northern Uganda declared a disaster area. Those who moved the motion were not from Acholi. Actually, the person who moved the motion to declare northern Uganda disaster area was Dora Biamokama. I think from Toro or from Ankole. People like Maria Matembe cried in parliament that northern Uganda women are suffering. They are moving in the camps without pads. We have to declare this place a disaster area. Today, where is she? Where's Matembe? What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? For me, Otto, if you send me to arrest Matembe, I have to spend 2 hours thinking which part of her body to hold. She's old. You hold the hands, it may remain in your hands. Where is Matembe? The husband is asking, where is my wife? Where is Maria Matembe? You people there. It was from Lukwago to Matembe. Huh? Even her age. Even her advanced age. You can't treat people like that. You can't. We are citizens. We are not slaves. And you say you are PLU? Feb 13th?
Yes.
This is Feb, March, April, May,
June.
See how many things is taking place. The speed at which events are taking place in Uganda. We have just finished Okello, the trial of Okello who stabbed children. Before we rest, removal of Anita. Before we rest, blocking Karua at the airport. Before we even rest, installing Oboth. Before we even rest, Mwanga Kivumbi is in prison. Before we even rest, Lukwago is picked by unknown people. Before we arrest Maria Matembe. Now, all these things just in 4 months. Uganda is not ending tomorrow. In 4 months after election. So it looks like we were duped into, why people like President Museveni. He has set the bar so high. You can even draw the cartoon of the president.
Yeah.
I've never seen any cartoon of Moses.
Nickname him Bosco.
You just draw, you put the head like this, you even call him Bosco. The president issues a statement that I'm not Bosco, I am you, and Kaguta Museveni. So he set the bar so
Very
high.
Freedom
Actually, President Museveni has spoiled Ugandans with freedom. If you go to the border of Rwanda and Tanzania and Kenya, people come and drink on the Ugandan side, and then they just go in the Kenyan side to sleep. You make sure when you cross the Kenyan side, you don't talk now. So now, that is where we were with Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Now, where are we 4 months after election with PLU? What is the password for PLU? Good roads in Kampala? Yes, long tick. Another good thing, fighting corruption? Long tick. Makinde is full of corrupt officers, army officers. Long tick. Arrest without a warrant, abduction? Problem. This is freedom. You see, I would rather be hungry in my house and free. Because there are times people can live without government. But the moment I don't have freedom, the moment I fear talking, because you are going to kill me, because you are going to arrest me, then you are pushing the best brains out of Uganda. By the way, let me tell you, many people are leaving the country. And many people are planning to leave. And those who are out of the country are planning not to come back. Actually, some of my friends in Spain are telling me I am mad. I should take the next plane to Spain.
With your family.
Yes. That you should go and you practice your sports law.
Yes, I just go and practice my sports law. But the issue is, someone has to be there in the country.
Talk.
Someone, we can still make this country better. For me, I challenge you. People like misunderstanding me. It is your right. Is there a position of human rights desk in PLU? Can they create it? What is the procedure? I would even be glad to lead the human rights desk in PLU. Human rights, not human wrongs. So every day we are systematically doing wrong things. We are going down the slope, and Ugandans are becoming scared. They are looking back. They are saying, let me keep out of problems. Life is short. Life is short. This is a republic. It means we should all be here. If we think multipartyism was wrong for Uganda, Canary, let us go to a referendum and go back to the movement system and stop stressing people. Because now being in opposition is like they should kill you.
It's dangerous.
So we had made 100 steps forward with President Museveni, albeit the weaknesses and challenges. Every leader has got a weakness and a challenge. But now at this speed, we are making 1,000 steps backward. And the problem is, if you go on social media, there are so many young people singing chant praises to General Muhoozi. The other day, he tweeted that Lukwago is in the basement. He has changed pampers. The people on social line, send us the pictures, General. You are a man. They are violating the rights of your fellow countrymen, and you are praising. God will punish you. That's why I'm very reluctant to even help people who are on accident scenes, because maybe he's the one who was sending the other tweet. We have to restrain. We have to get the best out of a leader, not the worst. We get the best. Good roads, thank you. Corruption, thank you. It is Muhoozi who made them move with all the vehicles of Anita Amongin on a car carrier. Quickly. People were very happy. Actually, General Muhoozi disagreed with his father. He wanted Anita in prison by now. It is the father, General Museveni, who said, leave it. That is the new thing the young people want to see. There are so many thieves in government who cannot be arrested, and the person who can castrate them without anesthesia is General Muhoozi. Keep that lane.
How will this define the nature of politics of the country in 10, 15, 20 years to come from today?
Let me tell you, democracy can collapse, but it can be restored by a single piece of paper called Constitution. Restore term limits, restore age limits. But the moment the military gets into politics, getting the military out of politics may not be possible for a lifetime. I've been to Egypt for the African Cup of Nations. The military is in politics. And as I was going to the stadium, they check their fellow Egyptians more than us, because they know the problem is the people. The problem of Egyptian army is the people who want to get power away from the military. The military wants to keep power. Now we are seeing military rule coming back into Uganda through PLU. They have their speaker, they have the deputy speaker. They now want to remove the leader of opposition, all road construction. So when we get into military rule,
Getting out
is practically impossible. This is what should bother Ugandans, the entry of the military into civilian spaces, and not the collapse of democracy. And you know what will happen, Canary, my prediction. These are both people you are praising here. This is my good friend, he's a lawyer, he was the chair of my committee. He's a perfect gentleman. But there's got to be 3 constitutional amendments. 1, to make sure the president is not voted for in a universal adult suffrage. Now, some of you, when we talk of that amendment, you think the amendment is because President Museveni is so old, he cannot traverse the country. Well, in the last election, the security were so concerned, they even reduced the rally to 2 per day. Those days they used to do 6. As we head towards 2031, if he's alive, well, amending the law may favor him, that we have parliament electing the president. But that amendment can also, the second amendment can be to the extent that a serving military officer can run for presidency. Or both of us will deliver.
That can be possible.
The composition of parliament, the difference between the ruling party and the opposition party in parliament at the time I went was 1 MP. The ruling party had 56, the opposition party had 55. So that one starts from the elections. It's not here where you treat members of opposition like Joseph Kony or enemies of the state. So the composition of parliament in Ghana is such that you don't joke. It's like something on a weighing scale. And another thing I observed in Ghana, there is quorum in parliament. Because the moment 1 MP is not there from the ruling party, the opposition is most likely going to take the day. So they control even travels abroad. You don't travel because the difference is one MP. And thirdly, in Ghana, the moment the president is leaving the country, they come to parliament and they make the vice president take an oath of presidency. Immediately. You just don't hear President Museveni is in Tanzania greeting people there. No. By the time he boards the plane, the vice president has to take oath. And I was in Ghana at the time when the president was out of the country and the vice president was out of the country, and I witnessed the Speaker of Parliament being sworn in as the president with full powers. And MPs were shouting, please start sacking ministers. Because by the time the other president comes back. So that's the culture. But in Uganda,
is it a better of culture though?
It's a culture of tolerance. There was a time, I was still a young MP, probably your age. I was heading to Belgium. My car got stuck in near CMI because I ran out of fuel. CMI here.
When you're an MP?
Yeah, it happens. It happens, my friend. These are normal things. And that time I was, you know, I just rolled the car to get off Mulago roundabout, come to CMI. I parked there. I started making phone calls for someone to bring fuel. They came and surrounded me. They said, who are you? I said, I'm Odonga Otto. I had these are the opposition. These are the opposition. They even took my car in. I had to abandon my car, travel to Brussels because the protocol to release my car, intelligence, counterintelligence, the same thing.
What was wrong? Why
because the way we perceive opposition is like those who want to overthrow government. Even the leader of opposition in UK, there is a time he had a problem with a plane and landed somewhere in West Africa. So when he landed in a military air base, so when he landed, the soldiers came and said, who are you? They say, leader of opposition. The soldiers started calling that we have arrested the person you have been looking for a lifetime. He's here with us. He's here with us. So the way we perceive opposition, as if some people are born to be opposition members. As if we are born from the day of birth. The mother say, today you're opposition. I can't even join NRM. But now, if everyone joins NRM, and everyone is not to talk, who will govern the country? Now, for NUP is a young political party and it has been making a lot of political blunders. It has been making political blunders. Managing a political party is not street battles, kunga or what. No, it is a different thing. So NUP refused to join iPod. Isn't it? But they want the money of the taxpayers to strengthen their political parties. You want the money, but you don't want to join iPod. iPod demands that once a year, all the leaders of political parties should be together. Museveni should be here, Mao there, Amuriat there, Besigye there, Bobiwine here. It is healthy for the country to see them together. It's a therapy. But NUP does not want to appear for a photo moment with the president. Now, Anita among Annette, they amended the law in parliament and says any party that is not a member of iPod shall not get the party funding. So they have cornered NUP.
So do you see NUP kowtowing?
No, last week they wrote a letter. Lewis Rubongoya wrote a letter.
It was rejected because...
Yeah, they have refused because now they need the money, but the NRM, this NRM which is removing the leader of opposition, you think they'll give you money? So NUP is in a big political problem. They will not get any party funding. They will remove the leader of opposition from them until they come back to iPod. And the iPod, there is need for a photo moment of Bobiwine and President Museveni together shaking hands. And that I don't see feasible in this world. Bobiwine will not return to Uganda. I advise him also to stay where he is, because if he returns, he will go to join Lukwago and Besigye. So it's practically impossible. We've gone back to one-party rule. That's where we are, Canary. And one of these days, I may move a motion, I may petition the Electoral Commission that we should do a referendum whether we should not abandon the idea of multipartyism altogether and we go back to the movement system. Because this multipartyism is risky. It is killing some people. It is incarcerating some people. So let's go back to the movement system. Everyone should be there. No parties. You just go on individual merit. Because the multipartyism, the experiment is not working. The experiment is eating human beings. The experiment is dangerous. So let's probably go back, call for a referendum. We abandon the multi-party system. We go back to the movement system. so that we all contest as individual merit, because this multipartyism is not working. It's a fake experiment. It is finishing people to the extent that now even those of us who should be traditional opposition, you now have to be liberal. You need a number plate. You need a number plate. It cannot be hardcore opposition. Huh? You know?
don't see Bobiwine sitting on the same table with President Museveni?
In heaven or in hell. Because in Uganda here it's not possible. You see that
what is the issue? Is it the ego? Is it...
No, for now it is safety. For now it is safety. If Bobiwine tries to come back, I don't think even the plane will land down. They will pick him from the plane mid-air, the way we see in those movies of Air Force One. So it is not advisable. So it's not possible. So the multipartyism is dead. This man, Senyonyi, will be removed. Actually, the parliament, or both, is just delaying the process. It will not stop it. It will be removed. So we should now start thinking who will be the leader of opposition. It is now NRM